Hi, my name is Reese from the Eastern Suburbs School of Music. Today showing you how to play the guitar solo out of the studio version of Got to Choose by Kiss. Another great Ace Frehley melodic solo. Little performance of it here for you now, and then we'll break it down phrase by phrase. Let's have a look at how to play that. So, like the studio recording, I am tuned to E flat. So that does mean requiring to detune each string to make the normal E and E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat. That way you can match the pitch of the recording. Ace is following the chords a lot in this solo, as well as using the minor pentatonic that starts on 10th fret of the 6th string, so that makes it a D minor pentatonic. If you don't know how to play this scale, just click the little video tab that will be appearing above me that will teach you how to play this scale, the minor pentatonic scale. Alright, so phrase number 1 begins with this. What we've got here is a little intro lick. So the fret numbers are all 7th fret notes or 9th fret notes. The strings that we start on. I'm starting at 7th fret of 5th string and doing a slide into 9. So that's 7 to 9 on 5th string, and then playing the 7th fret of string number 4. And repeating that lick, now on string 4, and finishing on string 3. So the two parts I've just explained, string 5, 7 slides into 9, and then hitting 7th fret of 4th string. 4th string, 7 slides into 9, hitting 3rd string at 7. And then we get a pull off on the 3rd string, 9 to 7, and then hitting the 9th fret of the 4th string. And that's the little introduction to the solo. It sits just underneath the vocal, so it might be a little harder to hear than the main solo part before we're starting a bend sequence. The second part of this first phrase. Shows off Ace's great control of his strings bends. It is a feature of his lead guitar style. Where I am performing these bends, 9th fret of the 3rd string, and it's only what we call a half step bend. A half step is bending the string until it sounds like the note that's only 1 fret higher than where you are. So we're giving it that effect out of bending the string, and I'm bending and returning 3 times in that instance. Bend, bend, return, bend, return, bend, return. And then I finish at 10th fret of the 4th string. This matches up with the chord that's being played at the time. They're moving on to a C chord in the rhythm guitar part at the time. So these are two notes from the C chord. And the shape I'm making at the moment is C bar chord, 8th fret, 6th string. The second part of the bending phrase, he's very slowly making his way to the right pitch. So we're just very gently bending and striking that string up. The amount of times that was picked, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So by the 6th time you're picking the string, you want to be bent to that half step note above. Return it, and once again finish at 10th fret on the 4th string. Bend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we move it up 2 frets higher. So I'm now on the 3rd string at 11th fret. 2 half step bends, and then finishing on 12 of the 4th string. Because the chord in the background has moved from a C to a D. So Ace has moved his lick up from the C position to the D position. We get a D bar chord, 10th fret of the 6th string. And the notes I'm hitting there, 11 and 12, are a part of that chord. So that completes phrase 1 of the Got to Choose solo. Let me play that in full for you again. I'll do it fast, then slower. So breaking it down slower. And then that will push us into phrase number 2. For phrase number 2, we're going to use that minor pentatonic shape that I talked about earlier to get it's the first part of phrase number 2. So a bending pattern, a Chuck Berry lick I call it. If you've seen some of the other videos that I've done for the Ace Frehley guitar solos out of the Kiss catalogue, this is a very common thing that he does. The way that I'm performing this, my first note is the 12th fret of 3rd string, and I'm performing a bend. This time it's a whole tone bend. The way you see this on tabs is you might see an arrow coming out of the number and a number 1 on top of that arrow, or it might say full on top of that arrow. Following that with 2 notes at 10th fret, and I'm using my first finger to cover strings 2 and strings 1. So bend at 12 of 3rd string by a whole tone. And then 10 and 10 on string number 2, then string number 1. We then follow that up by hitting the notes on 2nd string of 13th fret and 10th fret. And then we'll go to 12th fret, 3rd string. So bending, 13, 10 on 2nd string, 12 on 3rd string. Remember 12 is your double dots of your guitar. And then the next note, 10, 12, 10. The 10's on third string, the 12 is on fourth string. And this is just following the pattern of the scale. So I can't recommend enough. Learn that minor pentatonic. It's going to give you pretty much all the Ace Frehley solos, and practicing and drilling that as a scale pattern is going to help you quickly understand what he's doing within his solos. So I'll try and talk my way through those fret numbers. Bend at 12 of third string, 10, 10, second then first string, second string 13, 10, 12, and then 10, 12, 10. Is the first half of the second phrase. Pause this video now and just get your fingers around those frets and also your ear used to the melody. Be able to sing that da 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Break it into groups of threes. Lots of ways that you can learn this particular phrase. The second half of this particular phrase relies on bending. So what he's doing here, a bend performed at 13th fret of the second string, a whole tone bend. So to practice it, pitch the note that's 2 frets higher. Make sure you've got fingers pushing in support to help you out. And he's also putting vibrato on the top of that bend as well. So we bend to pitch and then shake the vibrato into it. He then does another bend, but this time without vibrato. Bend, normal, vibrato, normal, vibrato, normal, vibrato. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4 times. We'll go through that. And then the last time, adding, where what he's done is pre-bent the string and then just released it. So we don't hear that. We want to hear that. And he does that 3 times to finish out the phrase. Vibrato, bend, vibrato, bend, vibrato, bend, vibrato, pre-bend, pre-bend, pre-bend. And that completes the phrase. The pentatonic run that's at the start of it, and then the bends. And he's then into phrase number 3. Phrase number 3 relates back to phrase number 1 where we had Ace is now doing this an octave higher. And what an octave means is the same letter names, just the next time they are pitched up or down. So the C lick and the D lick will now become an exact repeat of what happened in phrase 1, just an octave higher. So let me give you the fret numbers here. I'm on string number 1 at 12th fret. Use your double dots to quickly find that 12th fret. A bend, and then just like what you were doing here. So that's C chord phrase. then moves up to the D, 2 bend and releases. So the same thing you've done in phrase 1, just in a different position on the guitar, so it's an octave higher. 12 and 13th fret for the C, 14 and 15th fret for the D. We then get this phrase over the D chord, which is going 15 and 14 on string number 1, and then second string 15. And we'll do that 4 times. Once, twice, 3, 4 times. The whole of this third phrase then. And that is all you need to learn phrase number 3. Phrase number 4, and I think we see some of Ace's Eric Clapton influence coming through on these licks, because it's a very bluesy sounding phrase. We're now up at the 15th fret of the first string and going to perform a string bend here. That's a very Eric Clapton sounding phrase. So what I'm playing is bending at 15, bending again, and returning to the normal pitch of 15. All on first string, 13, 15, 13. And then finalizing the first part of this last phrase at 15, string 2. Bend 15, bend 15, return 15, 13, 15, 13, all on first string that, and then finish at 15th fret of second string. Following this, a big bend, an overbend of more than a tone and a half, so that means pitching the note 3 frets along to get that tone and a half bend. And then a return of that bend as well. We get a hammer on next, 13 hammering onto 15 of second string. So there was that 13 hammering onto 15. And that's what I would call the first half of this last phrase, the fourth phrase of the Got to Choose solo. I'd pause the video now and just get that under your fingers. The next part, we're going to run down the scale. So a pull-off section going back through the minor pentatonic scale. Groups of 3, and the 3s that I'll call out, fret numbers and string numbers. 15, 13 of second string, and then ending on 14 of string 3. Then, all on third string, 14, 12, 10. Part 1, Part 2. Part 1 was second string, 15, 13, finish on 14, up on third string. Part 2, 14, 12, 10. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Your last lot of 3, I'm on fourth string now. 12 and 10, and then finishing on 12, of the 5th string. And to complete this pull-off section, a hammer-on the 4th string, 10 moving to 12. And that completes the second part of this phrase. I'm going to break it into 3 parts. First part was overbend, and then the pull-off section I've just shown you. I'd pause the video, put that all together just before we put the last little tail onto this phrase. So to complete the solo, I've got to choose, using notes once again from this pentatonic scale shape. We have the start of this part being on 4th string, and I do a pull off 12 to 10, and then finish up on 12 of 5th string, leap a string to end up on 10th fret of 3rd string. And then complete the solo with 4th string, 12, 12, 10, and 12. The first half, 4th string, 12, 10, then going to 12th fret of 5th string, skip a string to 3rd string at 10. And then the second bit, 12, 12, 10, 12. And that completes the 4th phrase. Let me play it for you in full. And away into the rhythm part they go. Good luck with learning the solo. Just do it in small parts at a time. Break up the phrases, learn it one phrase at a time, join it all together. If you have learnt something from this video, please click the thumbs up button to give this video a like. If you've got questions, leave a comment for us and I'll get round to answering it. And subscribe to this channel, the Eastern Suburbs School of Music. We've got lots of Kiss guitar solo videos on our channel already. Have a look around. Good luck with your playing and learning this solo. I'll see you again soon.